What's up guys, and welcome to another video here on Abster TCG on this beautiful Monday. Today we have a introduction video to the green and yellow law, and I have to say that I've been playing this deck a lot now. Been spamming games even without the starter decks on the rank ladder, but also with the starter decks, some of the sim, and also played a lot IRL, and I'm so pumped to play this deck. I'm probably going to do it for the rest of this format because I think it's on par with the power level to a lot of these other decks. It has a good matchup spread, and I feel like a lot of the games you are playing are actually in your hand. So I would not surprise. I tweeted about it that this could be best deck in the format. Now I'm obviously a little bit biased, but I would not be surprised if that happens. So in this video, it's going to be a little bit more of like an intro to the deck. Going to talk a little bit about the deck profile, the effects, and then I'm also going to showcase some games, of course. So first of all, the leader, it's Don X1, so if you have one Don on the leader, activate main. If the total cost of your board is 5 or more, you can bounce one of your characters to your hand to reveal the top card of your life, and if it's a supernova with the cost of 5 or less, you can play it. So it's like a big tempo effect that plays cards out of life. So it's a little different to the red and green law because it's easier to pull off because you don't need a full board. But instead of playing from hand, you actually play from life. So it takes a little bit of a cost because you damage yourself. But in a deck like this, it doesn't matter that much, and we will go through it. So for the deck, we start with 4 Cavendish. I don't think I have to explain this card. This is probably like the heart and soul of your deck. You really want to get out this card as fast as possible because this one opens up a lot of lines by using that additional Don and getting even bigger board, like going on curve. We play 2 of the Scratch Mana Poo. On play, rest of one of your opponents with 2 cost or less. It's a 2k supernova, so it's searchable, and it has a decent effect. Into some matchups it's crazy good, into other matchups it's just a 2k, but especially like good in the mirror. It's probably good into teach if you can rest the Vasco or Caribou if it don't leader affect you. It's good. I don't have all matchups in my head, but it's good against a lot of these matchups that play like smaller things that you want to kill. Then of course we play 4 of the blocker law. Been my favorite card in this game since I started playing, and still is. I really like it, and it's really good card in this deck to be able to push your tempo even further, and also like bounce and play your searchers to get even more advantage in hand. Then we play 1 used as Captain Kid. I'm not the biggest fan of this card in general because I don't like the playstyles of the deck who does it, but I think this deck is a little bit different because you can do a lot of things now, a lot of lines, and you can like use the Kid in late game to secure victories into certain matchups that has a problem to get rid of it once you have like a big hand and blockers on board. The reason it's only 1 is because there are 12 searchers in this deck. So I feel like having 2 might brick you up something, and like it's really hard to fit in like space in this deck. And I felt like all the games I actually want it, like if it's a matchup you need it against, then you of course are going to probably find it because you have 12 searches that you are going to just not play once but play a lot. Then we play 4 of the Hodeons. I think this card also is really good. It's good on curve, it's good in late game, it's good to close out the games. It's just a generally broken card. I think all green decks that can play it should play at least 3 copies. I've seen some debate of playing like 2, 3 or 4. I'm right now at the number 4 because I think this card is really good into teach, which are your hardest matchup. But it's also in general good against like a lot of the decks. It's Hodeons. I don't think I have to explain more than that. For me it might go to 3, but for now it's a 4 of. And then we are playing 3 of the Yuli Bonnie. On play, one of your opponent's rested characters or Don cannot become active during the next refresh phase. So this card is really good, but especially in this deck, because when you do this like early curves where you can cheat out a 5 cost on 4 Don or 5 Don, together with like something else like explosive, and you can freeze one of your opponent's Don on curve, especially on the 4 Don turn when your opponent is going up to 5, for example against the mirror purple blue purple no not blue green purple Luffy, so many Luffy decks. or just other decks. So if you play against a deck that has like a crucial drop on any Don, like 8, 9, 10, even 7 Don, you can actually block a Don and still keep pushing your tempo. So you are negating your opponent from doing their game plan, and you're also pushing the board with big bodies. So I think this card is really good for this deck. And then we play 4 Bonnie. We can just touch on all the searches directly. I don't think I have to explain this card. We play 4 Luffy. This is probably the best card in the deck because it's 1 Don, play it, search your deck for a Supernova, and you are going to bounce and play it a lot, so resolve a lot of searches. Then we play 4 of the new Kid and Killer. So on play, look at top 5 of the deck, reveal one Supernova type card and add it to your hand. Then place the rest of the bottom deck in any order. It's 2 Don for the searcher effect, which is really good. Optimally it would be 1, but for a deck like this is like super important because the deck was powerful, but it lacked like the consistency of having the searchers like an additional. This is essentially a Luffy, but costs a little bit more, but it's essentially Luffy in like 95% of spots where you play. So it's really great for the deck, and also on your opponent's attack you may trash this character, set up the one with Don card as active. So you can do some tricks with like playing at 0 Don, you can trash this card and then you can activate 1 Don to play the room. And I can just touch the room directly now. So it's a counter if you have 1 life or less, up to one of your opponent's leader or character gets 3,000 power for this battle, so it's a guard point. Then set up the one of your opponent, one of your characters with 5 cost or less as active. I think this card is crazy good, and I'm probably going to run it as a one-off. As I said, this card opens up a lot of like options to play these one-off events, and this is the one I've been going with. I've seen some different things like playing the boat that can rest something more 3k to leader, but the reason I like this is because it makes your opponent have to play around it. So whenever you have your Kid and Killer up or you leave 1 Don open, your opponent has to respect this card and play around it. So that means that you, for example, can attack more greedily with Law because you can stand it with Room later, or you can make your opponent think that you have it so they won't, for example, go for lethal if it's a game where you have to push your opponent at the same time as surviving. So it's really good, and also the reason why I also would like to play it, because if you're playing in a big tournament like regionals or whatnot, then in Top Cut, if or when it's open deck list and your opponent will look at your deck list and they will see that there's no room in the deck, then they just like completely can just ignore this card's effect, and also if you leave 1 Don open. So just having 1 of this card in your deck like gives you so much leeway in the matchup, especially if they know that you play it, because they will always have to play around it if you have a killer on board or leave 1 Don open. That's why I really like Room. Then we play 2 of the Restand Law. I'm a big fan of this card. I've seen some lists without it, I've seen lists with it. The reason I like it is because you can do a lot of like technical combos with Cavendish for going for game, to like swing with Cavendish, stand 2 Don, play Restand Law, swing with Cavendish again, stand 2 Don again. So there's a lot of lines you can do, like where you push a lot of damage, just push your tempo further. Now this card, I know some people like Skepas think this is an auto include. I think he even has 3 in his list, maybe it went out to 2. And I've seen some lists without it, so I will test both the versions, like, because this card is really good, but I don't know if you like 100% need it, because this deck can also play the long game. But I've been really liking this card. And then we play 4 of the Capone Gang Beige. It's like one of the best cards in the deck. It takes a life, puts a Supernova from your hand to top of the deck. So the goal with this deck is to, like, if you go first, you want to try to get like Cavendish into Beige, into a Blocker Law, into Bouncing Beige, bouncing the Luffy with Blocker Law, and then playing it again for a search, or playing a Beige to protect your board, the 2-cost blocker. So this is like, this together with Cavendish is like what you mostly want, but also this makes it so that you can cheat out a 5-cost character for free in a deck like this, which is really good. Then we play 3 of the Bonnie. It essentially has the same effect, but it's a 3-4 blocker, but you can only put a 5-cost Supernova from hand in top of life, so make sure not to use this effect if you don't have a 5-cost in hand, or if you don't want to take the life to draw a card. These 2 are like essentially the ones that sets up your leader, together with the 7-cost Law. So next is a 7-cost Law. On play, you put a Supernova from hand into the top of the deck, and then you give your leader a Don, which means that you can essentially put like any of these 5 drops, for example, into life, and then you can bounce one if you 1-drop some board to play something. So essentially for 7 don you get a 7/9, 1 don on the leader, and you get to play a 5-drop for free. This card is crazy in this deck. I want to play it at 4, but right now I haven't find the room to play it. No pun intended with room there. But I want this card at 4 because I just want to see them on curve. I want to like chain them together, because if you manage to play one, then the next turn playing another one is a lot stronger than you missing it and then having to like have multiple of them. So it's really good to chain. It's just a crazy card and like a powerhouse for this deck. But you search a lot in deck, so you can get away with running 3 copies, I think. But I'm probably going to bump it to 4 in some way. And then we play 4 of the OP11 beige. I think this together with Kid and Killer is the reason why this deck has become playable that it is, because the big problem this deck had before was removal, because you didn't have like an efficient way to like keep your board safe from removal. You had a Tashigi, but it was not searchable. You had to find it. It's 3 don. So yeah, but what this does is a 2/1 blocker, which is already really good. Like a Vasco shot, you know, you play it in Teach. You play a lot of these 2-cost blockers, but once per turn, if you have a supernova type character other than Capone that will be removed from the field by effect, so just to remove it from the field, you may add it to the top of your life face down instead. This is not as good protection as, for example, a Tashigi or a Rosie, but it makes it so that your opponent have a really awkward time clearing your things, because you will get it back in life, which means that you can like keep your engine going with the resources, and then like you can pseudo protect your board from Grab Blade, because they can't Grab Blade 2 for 5 cost, they have to Grab Blade this and the 5 cost, and you can just put it in life and then keep on extending your advantage rate. So I think this card together with Kid and Killer were the 2 cards that tipped this deck like over the scale and actually made it really playable, and I've been enjoying it so much. And then for the last card we have 2 Zeus. I've been seeing like 2, 3, and 4. I probably want to play more than 2 of this guy, because I really like it. So on play, you may add the top of auto card for life to your hand, and then KO one of your opponent's character with 5 cost or less. I mean, I don't think I had to explain this card more than just read the effect, and you will see that this card is completely broken. It's probably the best 2k counter in the game. And in a deck like this, once you play the Zeus, you can just bounce it back to hand if you want to use it again, or if you just want the 2k back in hand. And you can also like do combos with Law, where you play this twice in a turn and doing things. So I think this card is crazy, and I probably want actually to play 4 of it, but we will see in the long run how many we are able to run. So this was it for the deck tech. As I said, I've been really liking this deck, and I'm planning and I want to play it for the rest of this set. And maybe like OP12 we are getting the new Perona searcher, so it will get additional consistency. We will see like how that fits into it all. But with that said, please like, subscribe, you know, use the TCG Play It affiliate link, and let's get into the games. Okay, so originally I was planning to do this with the new cards, but it is impossible to find games in the dev sim right now. So I am going to do it on the ladder on OP011. So there's no Kid and Killers in this deck, but I think like the main focus of this video is like to get into the thought process of like how to build the board, how to play the early game, how to play the late game. So it will be like this, but a lot better with the new card. So into Zoro here, I think I actually am going to take second, just because this is a matchup where we kind of want to like starve him out of his resources, and also like staying healthy and getting our resources up. So I think going second in this matchup actually is alright to do, because we get an additional card, they get 1 card less, and yeah, so on. So I'm going to mulligan here because we had no searchers, so now we have no searchers either. So this hand is not the best one yet, but we have a Zeus, so we have a way to kill the Zookeeper Shopper, and we have a lot of Boccalas, which are like one of the best cards in this matchup. So we will find the Luffys. We are going to just play it. So in this spot, this should be Kid and Killer, and then we'll just like auto pick it up. Next turn have like another search, but now it's not Kid and Killer, it's a Carmel. So that's like the thing you play like in OP11 before we had the Kid and Killer, like in the East. So here I am actually going to take the Kid. So we have it in hand, because I think Kid is an alright card in this matchup. The only problem is that Zoro plays a lot of cards that decreases power to get around it, but I feel like Kid is such a good card either way for this matchup. Going to swing a 5 here. Sadly, we have no more counters we have to take, because we want to keep the Zeus in hand in case, okay, in case our opponent would play the Zookeeper Shopper, because then we can just pop it, swing on the body, and then pass and having some DB up. So here I am actually just going to take a life. We get another kid. There's 2 kids in this list, because it doesn't play Kid and Killer, so you want to see it more consistently. So Kid and Killer opens up deck buildings. You can cut some ratios and add like more broad sense of cards instead of doing like this. And yeah, we are not going to swing here because there's most likely the events up in hand, which is good info to have. So once we swing now, there could probably be like maybe even 2 events, because he decided just to pass. So it's going to swing a 7 on leader here. I am going to block it because we are going to get up a double blocker law this turn. So we're going to start with blocker law here, bounce the Luffy, play the Luffy again, get to the solo search. I think here we just take the Capone because it's a searcher, and I don't really think we want the body. Oh, it's not a searcher, it's a blocker, so it's really good together with the kid. Then we're gonna put 1 on the leader. We are going to bounce the Luffy and just play the law, and then we're going to pass. We're putting up 2 blockers, so we are going to more easily be able to counter out the swings from Zoro like this, so we can just block. And then in this case we throw a 1k because I don't want to throw the Luffy, and then it's going to play a Zoro here, swing another 6. Here I am actually going to just drop a 2k because I want to keep the Luffy in hand. So he has 3 on open, which is really scary. So it's most likely 3 of the event, which is really scary. So, and like essentially we have to like grind the events out eventually. So I think for this turn we're just going to play the Luffy here, grab a, I think we take the 2k base here just because. Then we play the law, put the blocker here, and then we bounce this to play the law. Then I think this turn we are just going to pass. So I want to swing on him once we have like the kid up, because that means that even if he like triggers the events, we are able to have like kid together with the wall up. So I think I like the kid in this spot. So he's going to play the shopper here. Yeah, that's an annoying card for what we want to do. But we have the hold in hand, so we could actually maybe hold and kill the board instead. So here he swings a 6 on lead. I think we're going to take the 3 block and pitch a 1k here. Luffy's great, but we have already searched a lot and have a lot of our setup, so I don't think like doing additional Luffys here does matter as much as it could. So going to swing a 8 here on the law. I don't want to drop both counters here, so I think I am just going to let it go, because if we decide to kid, we have a way to... Okay, just going to pass with 3 events up. I think we are going to swing a 7 here, and we are going to hold it this turn and like clear the small things he's going to play from the events. It's really scary that he had 3 events, because eventually we have to like get them away. Going to play that shopper, so hopefully he doesn't rip another Zookeeper. Okay, no, so just another shopper. So it wasn't as impactful as it could be. So now we're just going to play the Hody, rest these 2. We are going to kill the Zookeeper shopper here, like the master of the zoo. Okay, so going to defend. I think we are going to swing a... I think we're going to swing a 6 on it, try to get a 2k. Yeah, and then we are going to swing... Now you screwed up. I was thinking like this should hit. Maybe we just swing another 6 on it. We play the Bonnie, but then we probably die to board, so I think we need just to try a... We need to try another 6 on it, I think. And we just have to hope it goes, yeah. Now that we could swing into the shopper here, Because we don't have super much resources to defend next turn, right? So we have 1 life at least. That's good. So if we swing a shopper, play a blocker, how could you split the Don? So we could swing... We put 1 Don on the leader, which means these are 4k. So that's 9 Don, 6k. That means he puts 2 Don under each. That's 6k on everything. That means 5 Don. So 5 Don left, which means that he could go 7. He could go like 7, 8. Okay, so we are able to actually block 1, counter out of the other one. So we are going to swing here on the shopper to get rid of it and just play the base blocker here. There's no more counter on board. If we would have like a 5-drop Bonnie or something, we would actually be able to bounce it to get 1 life. Maybe we should have bounced a law just to get info on our last life to see how we are going to defend this turn. And the thing we are scared about right now is probably like a rush body, because then you can just like split it on, and that's how it is then. So we're going to pitch a pawn and a 1k. Sadly we only have a 2k left now, so if there is a rush body and some swings here, we are actually going to lose. Okay, so going to swing 8 on the law. We are going to let that go, because we rather him kill our bodies than kill the board. So he's going to pass here with 4 Don up. Am I scared of another event? That's the question. I don't know if I am. So this is pumped here. I think we are going to swing a 5 here to see what our opponent decides to do. Because having the last event here would be crazy. You know, there's not another event here. So I don't think there's a point to really starve anymore here. So I am actually just going to start to swing. I think we just swing twice. Put our opponent down to 3, because we should be able to kill from 3 with the hand we have. Yes, we just played the kid figure. Thinking on it, okay, it doesn't do it. Maybe it's a what's it called? The mole gun. The mole gun here is really good because you can just kill the beige. So maybe there was an argument to bounce the beige, play around the mole gun. Okay, so we are just going to do the dragon here. Probably going to split it on a swing, but we are able to just beige the 10k swing and then counter with a 2k on the Zoro swing here. Yeah, so just 2k this, and we should be able to close down the game with what we have. So we start with a 7 on lead. Takes. Okay, I think we go another 7 here. Get 2 cards out of hand. Okay, he takes that one too. We swing 9 with the kid. Takes that one too, and we are just going to finish off the game. Hopefully. Okay, yeah, we are going to finish off the game. Yeah, so let's get to the next one. Okay, so we have a UP Luffy. I think this matchup is great for the deck, especially once we get more added consistency to it, but I think it's great too, just playing the caramels. So we are going to go first into this matchup, because we are going to try to hit our great curve to get out of 5 cost on 5 together with a shambles, preferably Cavendish. So this time we have no searches, we have the beige, but we are just going to move because we have no searchers. And this hand is okay, it's not the best one. Like, imagine this would be Kid and Killer, it would be a lot better. So now we are just going to focus on like try to tempo the board and gather resources. We are going to play the Caramel first, even though it might be better to swing before, because you could get a trigger, I guess. But the reason why is because we could draw into the Luffy. Maybe we wouldn't play it if we found it, because like it's great to push this deck out of resources if we could. So optimally now we are going to find a Cavendish, and we are now we're gonna see the strength of this deck here. So we are going to start with a Cavendish, stand 2 Don with it, then we play the beige, we take a life, we put the law here, put 1 Don on the leader, we are going to bounce the beige for a law, then we're going to bounce the caramel. So in this spot here against this deck, it is tempting to play one of the searchers, but because they play God's Threat, they play like Grav Blades and whatnot, so we are actually just going to play the beige here. If we would have Zeus in hand now, I think we would have played Zeus to kill the Euro. So the reason why we play this is to be able to protect our boards from God's Threat, is like the most important target. So we're just going to swing a 6 here with the Zoro. That's a 3-2 2k, so I am going to take it because I don't want to run too low on life. So if you take this one, it's actually harder to do leader effect next turn, right? Because we don't have a 7 cost, and then we are really banking on hitting up a kid. And it looks like I kind of want to hold the next turn to be able to tap the bone clay and then just kill the bodies. So taking life here is really risky. Even though we will hold it, we'll go down to 0. Going down to 0 into this deck is okay to do because we will be able to put up a lot of blockers. But I think we are just going to block and pitch 2 cards because I'd rather keep life for next turn. And then we are going to be able to swing more safely with the law here. So there are some options here. We could actually just play the Luffy and try to extend the board, or we could decide to hold it. The reason to hold here is we get like a big body out of board. We are going to tap 1 Don and tap the bone clay. There can't be gear 1. I think there should be gear 2. There should be gear 2 in hand because I don't think he wants giant here. There's also an argument here to like try to get up a Bonnie here so he can't play 9-drop and a giant up. So let's start with a Luffy here because we have the Cavendish. We can pivot to the OD play. We are getting rewarded because we are going to find the law, which means that we can actually just swing a 6k on, I think, swinging face here. So, no, we are going to swing a Euro because if he has Lin, he can just let the, like, swing with the play Lin, go -1, swing with the Zoro, and then still get, like, the same scenario up with having a Don up. And then if he giants, then he still gets to be on 8 next turn, so we are going to resolve a leader effect. So we are going to play the law. Put Bonnie in life, give a Don to lead, bounce the Luffy, play the Bonnie. I think we should have done it in a different order, but should have maybe done it after. So going to play the gear 2, as we thought. Then we swing another 6, takes it. So from here we're going to pass. So keeping the hold in hand too is good, because now we have a way to like rest a Don and to be able to go for leaf. And we could maybe even do it next turn, depending on what our opponent gets here. So he grabs a Usohachi, draws a card. Are we going to see the Sanji Lin here? We are going to see a 6k swing on the Cavendish. I really want to keep Cavendish in rotation, so we are just going to pitch the Bonnie. And now swinging a 9k, we are just going to take the block with beige. And I'm expecting either a Sanji Lin here or a Lin. I think Sanji Lin is a little bit more higher. Okay, we are getting grab bladed. So it's a little bit annoying because we lose 2 cards, but our opponent is not developing, so we are like still in kind of a good spot here. So we're going to start with a Luffy here, trying to find another 5-drop. I like Law here the most, I think, because yeah. Think a little bit here. So I'm considering if we want to hardcast Law and just resolve another search and get to play the Capone. We are going to swing on the Bantham. Might as well do it now to see how our opponent reacts here. He's going to let it go. Okay, so I think we're just going to Law here. Bounce the Luffy. Play the Luffy down again. And I think here we just take the 2k, because I don't think we are going to play anything else. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to swing a 6 and a 9 here. This will sadly just like take out a giant, I was going to say, but he's going to take. Maybe there's no good cards in hand and he needs to take. I actually should have paid attention. Okay, so place the cards on bot. No, wait. I need to pay attention if they placed it on top or bottom, because that means like we can kind of know if there's good cards or not. So we're just going to bounce the Luffy here. Maybe we hit a 5-drop. No, we don't, but we're just going to play the base here again to be able to have a blocker, and if there's another tiger, for example, we have a way to protect from it, or we can put one of the 5-drops on top of life instead of bottom if there's a Lin. So it takes a gear 2 and place the cards on top of the deck. So I'm expecting the Sanji here. So we're just going to take the free block and throw a 1k, because I don't want to go down to 0. Okay, so just going to be a Sanji with the Katakuri. Yeah, here it's a free holding and we should be able to kill our opponents. So we're going to start with a 6. And then we are going to swing another 6 with leader. Okay, we get the 2k. Then we are just going to run a 8 with the law. It takes, and then we win the game. So let's get to the next one. So we have another game here against another blue and purple Luffy. So we are going to go second this game. We almost have the nuts start. We could actually do like base into Cavendish playing base again, but I really want to keep hands with searchers because that's like how we win the game by extended advantages. And we have a hand there without searcher. Okay, never mind. So this card should be Kid and Killer, which would make this a lot better because now we would have been able to search top 5 for like a Cavendish or a Bonnie or something. So now we're just going to pass here. So next turn, if we wanted to do the Bonnie play, bounce the Kid and Killer, play Cavendish, we could play Kid and Killer again. So yeah, this deck, like, it did well in the end of Op 11 with Carmel, so I think it's going to actually be insane now with the Kid Killer. Our opponent is going to swing a 6 here on lead. I think we are going to take, because we are really looking for the Cavendish, of course. This game looks so scripted right now, so you are going to bounce here and play. And as I said before, you maybe want to play another search here, but because we have to think our opponent's deck, what can they do on 5? They can play the God's Thread, that means we want just to play the base here. And playing the base here pseudo protects too from what's the card called? One Tiger Trigger too. So against decks that can't remove your Cavendish, you are free to play a searcher, but if they can on 5, then you should do like I did here. Going to do a 6 on lead. Yeah, I think I'm just going to drop a 2k here, because I'd rather keep the blockers for the bigger swings. Okay, so opponent is going to God's Threat the base here, as I said, so it's really nice to be able to play around that. And our opponent is a 6, then we'll go up to 8. It could potentially be Tiger next turn, it could be Katakuri, it could be like a Nami big swing. So I actually like preferably want to be able to block a Don here to lock out Katakuri, because getting Katakuri on curve is really good into this deck. So we will have a blocker law here. We have some. Okay, so we are going to go for a explosive turn here, I think. Okay, we are going to take the law. And okay, so we are going to swing a 6 here. We're going to stand 2 Dawn with the Cavendish. Our opponent takes, which is a little bit of a mistake, maybe. I don't know. So we're going to play the law here. We bounce the Bonnie. We play the Bonnie. We take a life. We put the restand law here. Then we swing another 6. Then we are going to bounce back the Bonnie. Bounce back the Bonnie, play the restand law, stand the Cavendish and swing a 6. And then we get 2 Don back. So I think our opponent here needs to counter out of this too, because there's too big of a threat for Leaf on next turn, and we are only on 8 Dons, so there's not super much we can do. And we're going to play the base here again to be able to play around the Tiger. At least don't make Tiger as much valuable as it could be. So in this spot, like Katakuri, not a bad card, but we are going to be able to just block with the Bonnie, maybe play Holy. We have to consider if we hold the next turn or if we want to hold the turn after, because our opponent is at 2 lives. It's kind of hard to kill through 4 cards in hand, like Katakuri, but maybe we can do 1 turn more and then we do it, because we have a lot of things that lets us swing. Okay, going just swing a 9 on the Cavendish, and I believe 5 Don could be a Nami or a God's Threat, so I am just going to block with the Bonnie. Okay, going to pass with 5 Don up. Interesting. Okay, so now we are going to do a really cool turn here. So I just have to think a little bit. Okay, we have 8 Don, we need 5. We need 1 on the lead. Okay, so we are going to just swing a 7 here with the law. But you're going to like this turn. Okay, so decides to pitch a 2k. And then we will go 1 Don on the leader and swing a 6k. This will be art. Look at this. Look at this. We're going to eat the hand of our opponent. Because we can't really hold it when there's so many Don up. So we just want to like keep pressuring. So here we are going to bounce the law. We get info. Okay, we know Carmel is there. Okay. Then we are going to swing a 8 here with the Cavendish. Then we can play the restand law. Restand the Cavendish. Swing another 8 with it. Get a probably event from hand. Maybe even a giant. Getting giant here would be huge. Okay, getting a Bagua. Interesting that there's a Bagua in the deck list. So the question now is if we swing a 6 here or if we just swing a 8. I think we swing a 8 because there's no threats of us dying next turn. And now with hold it's really good. So these are like kind of the turns you can do with restand law in the list, just to like, you don't even need to like put it in life, you can just bounce it and hard play it. In this spot we could have, if we had another restand law we could have done place with Pony, but if we bounce this we can't put it in life again and bounce again, because that would be cheating. Here we are just going to drop a 2k, I expect probably like a Lin, yeah. Lin is most likely here. Probably going to put the Cavendish in life just to get it out of the board. Okay, going to put the beige there. I don't agree with that, actually. And I'm getting some messages here. I just have to answer. Okay, so here I think this is just a free horny owns and just swinging for games. I think we... yeah. This is just game because you can't play around it. This is why this matchup is so good, and this is also with Carmel, so with less consistency, and we still like see the things we need, etc. So let's get to the last game. So for the last game, we have another blue-purple Luffy, of course. We are going to take first against the blue-purple because we prefer to do that. No search in the starting hands. We're going to mull it. No searches again, so this hand is actually not looking the best, but we are going to at least try it. Because you have to, like, with every deck, you have to learn how to play the worse hands too. So I'm going to start with the beige here, just to, like, try to get the search here for next turn. So we'll take the top life, we find another beige, we put the Cavendish here. This is kind of a not so good start, but we have to do it, because we don't have a searcher here. Okay, this is not so great either. I think we are going to just play another beige, take the bot life here. Okay, we get a blocker law. I don't think that matters too. But we are going to put it on top of life, because I think our opponent are going to swing on us next turn. Yeah, this hand is actually really awkward. So I think, like, in hands like this, we have to just, like, faces the place. So, yeah, we will take this, grab the law. Preferably we find a small drop, but we don't. Yeah, this hand is actually horrendously awkward. Okay, so we are just going to push a 10 here on lead. If you win this, guys, then you have to subscribe, you know, and like, and donate your life savings. Okay, thank you. Okay, so 7 Don. I mean, this is how you play around Raging Tiger, you know. Okay, this was actually good for us because we get to reset the hand. Do we want to take this? I think we have to take this because we are going to play this, put Cavendish in life. It doesn't matter. The problem is that this card would be a 9k swing, but we will still have 2 life. Yes, we're just going to play the law. Cav here, we're going to bounce the beige for Cavendish. And we are going to swing a 6 on lead. Maybe a 8 on lead here will just be great to do. But 9 Don. Do we want to search here or do I rather play blocker? I think we rather play blocker and pass. Am I expecting like a Sanji into a Lin here, or at least a Lin, but we will see. There's been no top deck manipulation with the Nami and things like that, so it might be a little bit harder to resolve the nuts. But maybe a Sanji into something. Be the play. Sadly we don't have a Hody here. Hody would be the GOAT, but we have a lot of resources to push next turn with the restand law and the Cavendish. So gets a Nami, places the cards on top of the deck, so it could be a Sanji here. Okay, it's probably going to be a Sanji here. So I am going to 2k out of this, because I want to stay healthy and just start the push phase. Going 9 on lead, yeah, this one we have to take. We find the Goatee. The Goatee Jones. Yeah, Sanji into Lin Lin. Probably going to put the Cavendish on top, just to deny. Okay, this game will be a little bit more hard to win. Hopefully the Cavendish goes on top, because okay, puts the base. I don't agree with the base there. I really don't agree with the base there. Do we have a way to kill here? What we could do here, we could hold it. Then we could swing a... Wait, we can't. We need to swing a 7 with Cavendish. And we can play the Bonnie, bounce, restand Cavendish, but I think that's too bad for now. Huh. But I kind of... Okay, now we're going to play a Luffy first to see what we get. Find a Captain Mid here. We have a blocker. We could Kid, swing with Cav, play this, bounce. Okay, yeah, so I have the liner. We will take the Kid here. I kind of like the Kid. We will play the Kid and then swing a 6 on... I think we have to swing on Bond Clay here just to kill it. And then we are going to put a Don under lead and swing a 6 on lead. Getting a 1k, getting the number we knew. Put 1 Don under the Kid. Play the Bonnie over the Luffy. Grab the top of life. Put the restand law. Bounce, play, stand. Swing a 6. The sad part with this is that we swing a 6, because we can't use this down to go like a 8 and 9, so we will have to do this. And I think we're just going to go 8, 10 with... Okay, this is good, because it's thinking here, so yeah, it is a giant coming out now. So that means that there's only bricks in hand, so these 3 cards are bricks, and these are not bricks. Now we are going to work with the info, and I'm just going to swing a 10 here, because this will surely hit. And also we can bluff our opponent by having a room in our hand. So I think this spot is good because we have the Hody Jones here. Because we can... okay, so we are able... We could play Hody. No, we can't swing and then put this in hand and then hard play. Because we need 1 Don under leader to do that. So we 1 Don short of double swinging with Cavendish. But we have the Hody, so if there's no healing going on this turn, we probably are going to be able to kill our opponent. And our opponent is only on 9 Don 2, which is really great. Yeah, so missed a search, which is really nice too. We're just going to drop a 2k here. I think we drop a 2k here too, because I don't want Don up and swing on this, but I guess it's better than in playing Lin Lin. Okay, going to Grav Blade, and then passing with 2 Don up, so we're just going to play the Hornies of the Jones, and we are going to win the game. So we actually won the game with a really weak hand. So yeah, this was it for this video. Thank you for watching. I think this is a little bit of like an introduction video to this deck. I am going to make a lot more content of these decks on the streams. I am probably going to take it to Amsterdam in 2 weeks and probably to Toulouse in 3 weeks. I will also try some other decks for the starter decks once we get them to sim. For example, Teach. I know a lot of you people want me to play Teach, and I also want to test out some of the versions. I just think like this green-yellow deck is too fun to play, and I also think it's might even be better in teaching to the meta, so I don't want to miss playing this. So thanks a lot for watching, and I have nothing more to say than see you in the next one.